Alright, what is up guys? So Ninja of the Rift here today, and today we're going over a Shen jungle replay. This one's a little special because it's a new build I was trying out and it went really well. It's more of a damage oriented build with some off tank, I'd say. We didn't really have a true tank. Shyvana's an off tank, she's gonna prioritize damage, and then while Thresh is more of a true tank, he's still not a... I don't consider Thresh frontline just because of his playstyle and the way he does. Yeah, he'll be a secondary frontline, but it worked out. I thought we were gonna really lose because they had an Amumu and a Leona, and with that Katarina combo, it's very strong if you know how to play that. But we were able to get an early lead on this team, and this team they did make a little bit of a comeback in the middle game. We closed them out. It's late game. Amumu started off really strong, surprisingly, against Shiv. But yeah, here, I mean, it's just normal farming, right? You guys know how to farm a Shen jungle. I've taught you all this. Pay attention, you see how I walked right around the wall? That's how you evade the ward, and we're able to get a kill here just by doing that. So here, taunt Jinx. He has barrier, which is really annoying. One auto attack, a little bit of burn, killer, and then I take another tower hit, and Kaiser gets the kill. That's how we get a quick bot lane double kill. Here, it's gonna take the Scuttle Crab. Always want to be able to take Scuttle Crab. I thought Rengar was top anyways. I didn't think he'd start blue, so I took advantage when I saw bot pushed up like that. Here we walked through this control ward because I thought Katarina was coming, so I wanted her to back off instead of like actually push. I was trying to bait her into some type of fight, but that didn't work out. I go here, I don't know Rengar's coming to this wall, this bush, I get kind of scared. Just block his auto attacks. I have to flash out. Then I take the plant, and so I'm more safe now. Here Rengar makes the novice mistake of going on at Shen. I get a taunt, smite him, and he dies. Yeah, Shen does a lot of early game damage, especially if you have either Aftershock or Kraken Slayer instead of Grasp. In the jungle you want to have Aftershock, probably is the best. Kraken Slayer's okay, but excuse me, it's really Aftershock. Like Kraken Slayer's good if they're all squishy and it's really much a dueling team, like a Yi, a Lee Sin, even with Rengar. I mean, yeah, it's fine. But in this case, it took Aftershock because we needed the resistances because they're gonna have a lot of damage sources, and I'm viewed more of a tank in this team comp. So we're gonna go Aftershock. Here I try to get to Amumu, but I was too slow. That's one thing, Shen is pretty slow. So yeah. I mean, the lower Shen's a pretty big guy. He's like what? I think he's 187 centimeters. It's about 6'1", 6'2". So pretty big guy. Ironically, I'm about that size. But anyways, he is slow. It feels like you're walking with a little bit of a faster Nautilus sometimes. Here I try to ult bot lane to save Thresh. Unfortunately, we cannot do that just because they just triple team bot. So I wait for Akshan to go in first, and then I taunt the Rengar, get Rengar to die, and then yeah, we kind of have to back off because I mean Jinx is strong. I'm trying to bait them to go in at me, but that doesn't seem to be the case. So we back off, and we start approaching to take the Krugs. You always want to farm on like downtimes like these. Like you see Rengar's not farming right now, that's creating an advantage for me. Because he just started farming his ring. And while I'm already taking this. It's always important to start farming in these opportunities. You see that there's nothing gonna happen, but you're close by enough to where if something happens, you can probably get there in time. More often than not. That's kind of how you want to be in those situations. Whenever things get crowded in mini team fights and all that. And then I go by clearing the red jungle. If you guys see me, I don't really touch my blue jungle. You can. It's just A lot of it really depends on your strongest lane and where the action was going. Here it was going bot towards mid. Top was kind of doing its own thing. Here I taunt just for safety, but he's fine. I was about to ult Kai'Sa, which I do, as y'all see, and that saves her, and they get double kill again. So making 2 plays bot. Same process, take Scuttle Crab. Always try to take the Scuttle Crab when it's up, always. Get to it first, you get the extra 15 gold. Here I'm about to start Dragon. I kind of get caught out here, in a way.
First turret destroyed.
But in reality, the reason I went, I went for the Rengar was because I knew I couldn't get to the cat and he'd kill me. So I kind of might as well say, okay, let me go get for a Rengar, and I'll just like do that. Here I just had to hold a little bit on my own, which is kind of hard to do. Leona wasted the ult, and I get trapped on Jinx thing. She goes for me, and I think you have to know it's a mistake to go for a Shen under tower. It's a really big mistake, even if he's low health, because he can just taunt you, right? And that's kind of what I did there. I just taunted her into that tower. And Rengar, I don't know what he's doing going for Dragon alone. He almost got it, surprisingly, but he didn't. And then you're always gonna counter jungle, right? So like here, I know Rengar's down, so I take his blue. Now this backfires on me, y'all see why. This Leona wards really well, apparently, because she knows stuff. And I'm stupid enough to auto-attack her in accident, but it is what it is. The good thing about this was that she got the shutdown. So I was kind of fine with it. I wasn't happy with it, of course, but I was fine with it. She got a shutdown gold, and if she gets shutdown gold, it's okay. It's a support. Rather than Jinx getting that gold, because if Jinx would have gotten that gold and got boosted up, I would be kind of upset. And you guys can see how team fights went. Thresh killed her afterwards, getting the blue. Then Thresh dies, and he gives it to Amumu at the end. So that blue went a lot of places. We're back alive. We ult Shyvana here, which really helped her get this kill. Well, actually helps us get this kill because we ended up taking it. But we got kind of fed. As you can see, we have Sunfire, and we're building towards Sunderer a bit. That's kind of like the core of this build, right? Sunfire Sunderer is the core of a lot of Shen builds right now. It's just that those 2 items give you a ton of health, and the Sheen effect helps a lot. Iceborne is another really good second option if you're going more of a tank-oriented build, like a true tank, because you'll have more tankiness. And here, I kind of let Katarina go. Have to get Rengar, because the threat here is Rengar. He would still have some health. He could jump, but I mean, yeah, he's not doing well. So check their scores. I think he's 2 and 6 at that point. So I was trying to get Thresh to make a fucking hook, but sorry for the word, but he couldn't land anything. So I was like, the best thing was to take this tower. And I was trying to get the team to back here because it's not fight. Yeah, as you can see, I kind of like just leave. They get stunned, but I don't fight that. I'm telling them to back. Yeah, Katarina's just destructive with her ult.
Enemy double kill. Ally slain. Ally slain. Shut down.
So yeah, here we get Sunderer. So we have Sunfire, Sunderer, and Boots. 5 and 1. We're doing pretty well. We don't even have the most golden team, but I think we're doing the best right now in the whole game, aside from maybe Amumu. Amumu was kind of camping top and staying there. Mid, I thought mid was fine, so I went to fight the mummy. And I was surprised at the damage I was doing him just with Sunderer. When Sunderer does a lot of damage, but still. He did a ton of damage with the minions. Like, I thought I was gonna die, I was gonna lose this, because I missed the taunt. He was like, oh crap. Got that last auto attack on him. Triumph really helps. It's the reason people tell me take weakness. Some people like to take weakness. I do, but with Triumph, I feel like in the jungle when you're dueling, it's better. I try to ult Akshan to keep him alive there, but fortunately he dies. Excuse me guys, I'm just yawning a lot today. But yeah. And then here I'm just playing my blue side. Again, downtime, you're always gonna clear your jungle. Always. At this point, Rengar kind of went AFK, as y'all can see, so it was a 4v5. It's kind of like why this build went so OP. But I mean, the problem is, even if it's a 4v5, if they would have coordinated properly, they had the better team fight than us. Katarina and Amumu is already OP. Add Leona's ult to the mix, and it's like, it's stupid. Because if you jump Katarina, Leona can protect her with her ult, and then Amumu can go in, or vice versa. So it's like really hard. And then Jinx, they could have easily won that first fight. Here we get Amumu out of position. It's very important that we get Amumu there, because he can't ult. So yeah, Katarina's ult's a killer, but it's not that bad if there's no CC for it. You can kind of get away and mitigate some damage. If you're CC'd in it, it's where it's really deadly, because you can't do crap and you're just gonna die. Here we're kind of like trying to push, but I mean, they're really good at stopping that. And so I went and I'm like, okay, y'all are gonna stop that, I'm just gonna take the red. There's downtime, I'm just gonna farm. That's what kept me really alive in this game, was just farming at the right times. Here, Katarina tries to contest. I'm smart enough to not go in there because I know Jinx is a problem. I'm able to bait them a lot. Here, I end up dying because Amumu uses ult, and I do a bad thing. I mean, again, I should have learned my lesson taking the blue. I didn't learn my lesson, so you have to be careful when counter jungling. It's not as easy as it seems. In the early game, it is pretty easy, unless the team is smart enough to ward, which in these higher elos, Emerald Plus, you'll see more awareness in the counter jungling, against counter jungling, but it's not that bad. We took a big hit here. We took all the way to that inhibitor tower, so they evened out the game. This was the moment where we thought they were taking the lead. Kind of sucks that nobody knew that Jinx was there. And then they started taking dragon. I was alive. So Shyvana goes in, I ult her. And then I push off Cat. You see, I immediately go and push off, and I taunt back. It's just a natural motion they do to go run away from a Shen, because you're gonna CC them. And so when I push them off, we take the dragon. And then yeah, it was a big team fight. I spike Cat to get the kill. Then I'm just gonna tank the tower for Leona to die as well. And then we took over that. Amumu needed to be there, and he wasn't there. That's the reason they lost that team fight. That was a big turning point in this game. It's one of the big turning points, aside from the first fight in bot lane. Here, we're just gonna take Amumu. I mean, he's tanky, he does damage, but I also do damage. Flash. Get to him. Auto attack. Just do a shit ton of damage with our Sun Prayer. Thanks for the word again. And so at this point, I was building towards that Leandries, which made this build kind of OP. Because now we have damage. We have a lot of damage. And so at that point, you kind of want to go tank. I was thinking about going Iceburn, but I forgot we already have Shen. So that would have been dumb, because Shen doesn't stack. Imagine if it did. So you kind of went against their best strength, which was Katarina's AP. And so instead of building like Force of Nature, because you would have thought, oh, well, build Force of Nature. Sorry for the yawns again. And yeah, Force of Nature is the better choice, especially when you're playing Shen. But specifically when you have Sunfire and Leandries, Abyssal Mask is beautiful, because it just amplifies that damage so much. Because Sunfire and Leandries' ult is magic damage, and stacking that and then amplifying it with Abyssal Mask by making them take more magic damage, it just makes it really, really OP. And that's why we kind of went for that there. Try the menu again. Here, team fight breaks out. See how we're passive? We're just waiting, and then we taunt right at the right moment before they get away. Here, have to use the Gargoyle Stone Plate. Gargoyle Stone Plate's a lifesaver when you're Shen. Here he goes in, so I taunt. We're just baiting him. He doesn't know where to go. He doesn't know who to kill, because Shen looks easy, but then he gets tanky in 2 seconds with the shields. Here I recall, and the goal is, I'm watching, right? I'm watching Katarina go for Kai'Sa. As soon as she goes in with her ult, I ult. Unfortunately, Kai'Sa still dies. That's just how much Katarina's damage is. Because think about it. Shen's ult scales with AP and health. We have a little bit of AP, so our ult shields are pretty big. You saw there. They're not no small ult shields. So, Katarina's damage is just insane. And also, whenever your teammates lower health, the ult shield's bigger. And yeah, still. Excuse me. So yeah, that's another deal. And it's really hard to beat a 4v5, so I don't blame them. Obviously, they put up a good fight, but like, they didn't know how to coordinate that team. They could have beat the crap out of us. Here, we secured a kill with a taunt. There you go. You'll see at the end, we can't... Amumu just does a ton of damage. That's a lot of damage on 3 people under tower by yourself. And I actually almost die. I kind of have to run away from that. But then I taunt back Katarina. And she gets out of my auto attacks because she knows she's going to die. She goes against Thresh, and Thresh has just enough to kill her. Because if she would have been alive 1 more second, that's a double kill for her. That's how fast she is. Yeah, Katarina's always a problem. It doesn't matter where. She doesn't even have flash. I just realized. And she's still that much of a problem. So. Because in Katarina, you don't really need flash. You think about it. So. Here, we got the Abyssal Mask. And then we're going to start building towards that Thornmail. As you can see, I really didn't build armor. And a lot of you are like, why did you build armor? They have Jinx, right? And Rengar. And their magic damage was a strong one right now. Cat and Amumu are doing the most damage on that team. Jinx... Well, ADCs... Sorry. Well, ADCs do that much damage. It's not as bad as if Jinx was fed. If Jinx was fed, I wouldn't care about Katarina's damage, to be honest. Just because she's that OP. When fed. Look at the damage she's doing. She's doing 223 crit. But, I mean, I have to live with it because I need to be able to withstand that damage. And I'm able to withstand it for just a bit, but I still get deleted. We get deleted right there. That was another turning point because we thought, oh crap, they're just going to push mid, take that inhibitor, and make this a fair long game. Which, they did the rookie mistake of doing that. That's the biggest mistake you can do. Just send Jinx over there. Like that's what won us the game. Because if you send Jinx to take it and Katarina there, then Katarina can actually fight. Leona can't hold nothing. Leona can't hold 2 ADCs. It's because she's a tank. And yeah, that's what cost them the game. That's the reason they lost the game. That's the only sole reason. They really lost it that fast. And as you can see, we got MVP, 10-3, got the honors, blah blah. 19,853 damage. We've got more than anybody on our team. Like, look at their damage. Their team should have won by stats. Definitely. But our team played a better team game. And I was able to get our team fed early. So yeah. That's kind of how that went down. And then if I show you guys right here, I'm going to show you the build real quick. So we're just going to go what we did. We went magic. So Leandries, Stoneplate can be of your choice. In this case it was that. That would be a decent build. Another thing I would change would probably be, we could probably go Abyssal Mask Thornmail. That would be kind of like the build we were going for. I mean, if you were have this core 3, I would probably take Abyssal Mask if they have AP. If they don't, I would take Deadman's Plate and Thornmail. Or I would take Randuin's. So yeah, any of those work. You don't have too much to play with here, just because that core is pretty big, 3 items. But that's just the core of the build: Sunfire, Sunderer, Leandries. It's a really good build. If you're not the only tank on the team, and you want to do something where you're still off tankish, kind of like a tank, but you do a ton of damage. You're like a ninja Amumu. I'm gonna call it that. I'm gonna call it that in the title of this video. Ninja Amumu. Literally, it feels like that. But yeah, that's essentially the build, guys. Let me switch it back to the original of what this build is. So we go Wit's End. Now, don't get me wrong, I love Wit's End. It's really good on hit. But yeah, that's kind of like what I have in the original. Runes is the same. Aftershock, try. For this build, you can go weakness. I'm actually going to try weakness another day. See how I do with it in Shen Jungle. I've never tried weakness on Shen Jungle. I want to see if it's really feels like a difference. Because if it does, I'll take it. Conditioning, pretty standard because you need conditioning. I like Nullifying Orb. Don't get me wrong, I like it. But you need the extra armor and MR early when you're building these damage items. And then Nimbus Cloak is pretty self-explanatory. The only other option is Hunter Genius or Pathfinder. Hunter Genius is great if you want cooldown. But the thing is with Shen, like your ult already gets pretty good CC. I mean, ability haste. Especially because some of the stuff you build has ability haste. You get 20 here, you get 15 here. And then you get 35 ability haste, which isn't bad. And yeah, so it's doable. You can go Hunter Genius, but I think Nimbus Cloak is better to chase on enemies and stay with them, especially if you're building Red Smite or yeah. So, because with Blue Smite, then it's not that bad because you can slow them. But ability haste is great with Smite. I mean, yeah. So Nimbus Cloak is great with Smite in my opinion. So yeah, that's the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please like, comment, subscribe. Give me more future ideas, please. Just give me suggestions if you guys want to see live streams. If you guys want to see custom content, please hit me up. If you guys want to play with me, just send me an email and I can help you out. We can make videos, we can make streams. I really want to grow this channel. You guys have been really supportive and I thank you all a lot. So if I can get some like, comment, subscribe on this video, I'd really appreciate it. And I'll catch y'all later. See y'all on the next one.